Welcome to another dyeing my hair video. As you can see, my hair here at the roots has faded and grown out. I think that every time I wash my hair, as the color comes out, it does sort of retint the roots just a little bit. So I'm not 100% sure what is new growth. I mean, that's definitely new growth. And what is just faded. But you can definitely see that here at the ends, I've really latched onto the color more because this is the previously bleached hair. It's way more vibrant. And again, you can see here at the ends, it is much more vibrant. And you can see compared to my roots, it has really faded. Like here, this is a great comparison. Like this strand to this color, it's just really, really not vibrant at all. So it is time for me to re-dye this, refresh this. My color does tend to last longer than they say on the boxes because if I'm only shampooing my hair once or twice a week, then the color will last a lot quicker than if you're shampooing your hair every single day. The first step is to take these ever so cute space buns out. I'm going to be washing my hair and it will come back to you once my hair is wet for the next stage of the process.
After shampooing my hair, I threw it up in a bun. I did not condition it because the next stage will be color and it will stick much better to freshly shampooed hair that has nothing else on it. I also went ahead and towel dried the hair really well because even though I do want a little bit of wetness to help me spread the color, it will stick better to hair that is on the drier side versus hair that is on the wetter side. And by no means is my hair 100% dry. It would look totally different if it were, but it's going to be dry enough to get that color to really stick really, really well. I did all my prep work, making sure I have plastic bags down on the floor to protect it from any drips that might happen. I also have gloves at the ready. I've got my mixing bowls. I have the products I'm going to be using, and I also have some grease to base out my hairline so that I didn't have any issues with it staining my skin too badly. It is going to probably stain a little bit at the sides, but that will just help so it doesn't get as far down as it could. And I just tried to make sure when I based it out that it didn't end up too close to my hairline because I do really want to get the hairs at my hairline, and I'm okay with my hairline being stained a little bit purple because I know it will come out the first time I shampoo my hair. Before I apply the color, I'm actually going to mix colors together. I have the Ion color pigments, which is really a color conditioner, and I decided to use this because I had some of the purple left and I wanted to see how well it would work with the blue, because the purple by itself, I've been using it and it's okay, but it says neon, but it's not neon. It's more of like a magenta color, and the blue is very blue. And when I had used the blue over hair that was like reddish pink before, it latched on and became extremely blue for a long time until I color corrected it when I had used the Arctic Fox on my hair back when I had last straightened my hair. So I thought, what if I just go ahead and mix the colors before I apply them, see how that works. Not only do I want a darker purple, which is why I'm mixing in the blue, but the last time I just used purple, it's been fading really pink and it looks beautiful, but I want to get back to that dark, even with a little hint of indigo purple. So I put all of what I had left of the purple into the bowl, then added a bunch of blue. After I put the blue in, I added some of my Dove Bond Serum Mask because number one, the conditioner would help dilute the color just a little bit, make it a little bit softer, not quite as dark, because this color is going onto my hair, which is dark anyway. So if it's a little bit lighter, that's okay. It'll end up dark anyway. That way it's just not going to be so dark that you can't see the color. Number two, when I had used the blue by itself before, it made my hair feel a little bit chalky. And when I'd used the purple with conditioner before, it felt really, really good. So I thought if I just mix in the conditioner at this stage, and given that it's supposed to really help repair your hair, it's got a lot of silicones in, it feels great, I thought that is going to make my hair feel amazing. So I mixed those together and it took quite a while. I mixed up enough that basically the entire container was full, but I thought it would take about that much to do my whole hair to really make sure everything was saturated. When I was happy with the consistency of the color, it was time to apply the dye. Starting with 4 basic sections, I worked with subsections to really make sure I was really getting into the interior of the hair and thoroughly coating as much of it as I could, making sure I got all the way down to the scalp. Once I finished applying the dye, I put a plastic bag bag on my head and let that sit for about an hour before rinsing out with cold water until the water ran clear.
Hello. As you can see, I may have girl bossed a little too close to the sun. My hair is this gorgeous dark purple on the ends, which is what I wanted, but it turned very much blue on the top parts. At least it covered the natural color really, really well, which is awesome. And I went in with a cloth to just try and get this off. A little tricky because, of course, then I'm putting water right at my edges, but I just popped a bandana on just to make sure everything stayed in this blown out state. I did use the Rev Air to blow out my hair. I think this color looks beautiful. I definitely wish it were a little more purple than blue, but it is going to fade. And I can just go ahead and throw in some of the purple color conditioner whenever I am washing my hair. And as you can see, it's not 100% blue. It's just really, really blue purple, which is like indigo. And inside where you don't have the sunlight really bringing out more of the red tones, it definitely looks very much more blue. If I put my hair back like this, it's way more vibrantly blue. So then the color is just gonna look a bit different. And something like this, I might even twist the front here. But as you can see now, this ponytail stands out. It's got this kind of look going on. And from this side. So let me see, a nice big fan bun. Like so. That's another way it shows off this color, and you can see, yes, the top part is a little bit lighter than the bottom part. So again, this part is definitely still gonna fade more into purple since it is more purple than the top, which is blue. And honestly, I'm not too concerned about it. Now I know that that Color Pigments blue is so strong that I probably didn't need to put as much of it into the mix as I did. Because even though when I mixed it up, it was the color that I wanted, the blue really overpowered whatever was there in the red, which is interesting because you think that red would be a really, really powerful color, and it is, but just apparently not as powerful as blue. That's where we are at with this purple. I've lived with this hair for 2 weeks now. You can see in the inside lighting how dark it is. No matter how much I have tried to convince myself, I'm not liking the blue. So it is time to fix this. My plan is to shampoo 3 times, clarifying shampoo, and then eventually follow up with a moisturizing shampoo, and then just go ahead and pop some Arctic Fox on because I don't have any of the other purple left, and I don't think it's really strong enough to stick anyway. But the blue has been coming off in my hands whenever I do anything, especially if I use oil. My hands end up super blue. They've been looking very pale because of that. I've been doing a lot to this blowout, as you can see, so it looks quite a bit different than it did when I first blew it out, but you can see that the ends here, they're still purple. I'm not going to worry too much about getting them, but it's really this from here to there that I am going to hit with the Arctic Fox. I have a little bit left of one bottle and then a whole brand new bottle that I can use, and that should take care of it because I don't want to wait until I blow out my hair again to fix this. I've clarified my hair. You can still see there is a blue tint to it, but like look at my roots. So much better. You can see this is my natural that's started to grow out, and then it's just like a dark color, and a lot of that blue came out. 3 shampoos and hot water, and now it is time to throw on the Arctic Fox. I ended up cutting the bottle open to get what was left out. I mean, look at all that I wouldn't have been able to squeeze out. Arctic Fox says to process with heat 15 minutes. So I'm outside. I've got this bag on my head, and the sun is hot enough to provide that heat plus the heat from my head. And I have the sun visor on below everything so that I can still sit outside in the direct sunlight, but not have the sunlight in my eyes. I'm already much happier with how the color looks. It just looked so much more intense going on than the other color conditioners. And this is where we are at. I am so much happier with the color. You can see that we are back to purple, really dark purple, but it is purple. It's not that blue anymore. If we come in close, we can see that yes, my skin is super stained at the edges. I did my best to get as much of it off as I could, but that looked blue before, so as long as it's not blue, we are good. And this will eventually fade, of course. It's only semi-permanent, but oh, I am so happy with where we are at. And this is wet hair too. It will look a little brighter when it's dry, of course, but much, much happier with these results. Another reason I didn't want to wait until I blew out my hair again is because the next time I'm planning on blowing out my hair will be in the winter. And rinsing your hair with cold water in the winter is not fun. So it's best to do it in the summertime where I can come right outside like this. At the top parts, I had put the Arctic Fox. In the bottom parts, I had put my Dove Buns Serum Mask. And so my hair got to be really conditioned for like an hour or so. And then, like I said, I rinsed it out, threw some leave-in conditioner in, and this is where we are at. Almost a fail, but we fixed it. Thanks for watching.